what do us average Joes do in a breakaway scenario that you feel like is a common mistake that you wish you could tell us to improve?
Pulling too hard. You want to pull as strong as the weakest rider in the break, if that makes sense. So you don't want to be that hero dude, like doing super, super strong pulls. Like if I notice someone's going super strong, I'm not going to try to match him or go harder, right?
Yeah.
If there's someone that's kind of like soft pedaling through, it almost seems like that's as hard as I want to go. Like I don't want to be the hero of the breakaway to get the breakaway to stay away, and then I got toasted in the sprint, right?
Yeah.
So, you just do as little work as possible almost.
You need those guys.
Sure.
I mean, there is a temporary truce amongst the breakaway riders. And so if you are coming through on a course that is really hard and you're pulling through too hard and you're gapping your riders, you're not gonna solo. You're not gonna solo it to the finish. You need these other people. And so if you've got a gap and you've blown them up, they're going to have to catch you, they're going to have to recover, and in that time, you've lost time to the breakaway. You want to keep it consistent, you want to keep the speed high, and you want to stay together until you know you're going to stay away to the finish.
I see this pretty much let's say 95% of every breakaway I've ever been in. There's one person in the break that pulls that instantly accelerates to pretty much as hard as they can go, and they don't roll onto the throttle. So there's a thing where if you ease up to your speed, so you do 300, 400, 500, 600, or whatever you're doing, whether it's 200, 300, 400, 200, 250, but roll into your pace and slowly wind up your effort. It's so hard when someone blasts past you, and everybody else in the break has to then expel energy to catch back up to where you just attacked the break, pretty much.
So if you're super strong, it could be a strategy to perhaps disrupt things relative to your others or to the other people. Or if you're hoping that if you're fit enough and you're not doing that, you're kind of hoping maybe somebody does that to disrupt it. But if you really want the breakaway to stay together, it's a bad move, right?
It's the worst. And it really demoralizes everybody. So if
I'm demoralized now from today.
Yes. So it demoralizes everybody. So it's pretty much ensuring the break is going to fail.
Yeah.
So like how many times have you guys said don't pull so hard to someone in the breakaway with you?
Oh yeah.
It's all the time.
Yeah.
Easy. Don't. That's like the number one. Don't pull so hard. Keep the speed steady, the speed high, but don't pull so hard.
I mean, if you feel incredible and you really want to rip it because you think you got a great chance, pull longer, not harder.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and that can be a good way to instruct somebody for sure. Anything else that you see us do with breakaways that you feel like it's a rookie mistake that you may commonly see?
Think about how, for the normal, the average Joe, you're going to win the race in one way.
Sorry,
not you, Joe.
Average Joe, by the way.
No worries.
For a regular person who's not who's in a breakaway, there's one way for you to win the race, probably in the highest chance of success.
Right.
So figure out what that is, and then try to sculpt the race to enhance whether it's a sprint, whether it's a last lap attack, whether it's 5 to go. But you have to plan the race for you to win. Right? Like, that's always the goal.
That's really important because you might just see a breakaway, get super excited, chase a stick like a dog, go after the thing, and you're like, okay, I'm here now, what?
Yeah.
But not having anything, a breakaway should be an intentional move to make something else possible, in other words. And you should know what that is.
Yeah, a lot of people settle, right? They're like, oh, I'm in the break. I'm guaranteed to get 4th or 3rd or 6th or whatever. So, deep breath, I made it, we're going to be okay. But it's then you have to wrap your head around, well, how can I beat everybody that I'm with? And so coming up with a plan, for some people it's the 150 meter come around, for some people it's the half a lap attack, but figure out what your best way to win the race is while you're in a breakaway.
Yeah, let's not forget, the objective is to win.
That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
I'd also say another maybe rookie mistake is attacking to try to get in a breakaway, attacking midway down the straightaway. You want to attack going into the corner or out of the corner where you have your acceleration where everyone else is braking. If you're attacking on a straightaway where everyone is going the same speed, you're not going to get that gap that you need to get into the breakaway.
Especially while everyone else is accelerating around you, right?
Totally.
Or over the top of a hill. You know, if you attack at the bottom, everyone's going to follow you up the hill. But if you can attack over the top and get up to speed before everyone else, you're going to get a bigger gap immediately.
Would you say also, like, if it's a super windy section, attacking into the wind, or would you say that's a bad thing to do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind attacking into the wind. I mean, you just gotta.
I don't like it. Headwind. I mean, if it's tailwind, if you can get up to speed. I mean, if you can get up to speed and get away, it's all about going
I like
faster.
the headwind and then or crosswind, right? And you're on the opposite side, so no one's getting a draft, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just going full gas. So if you want to stay on my wheel, you're going as hard as I am, right? Or harder. So I like to use the wind. I mean, I feel like the tailwind, everyone gets that pleasure of the
Everyone's
extra.
excited.
Yeah. I mean, and people are scared to attack into the wind because it's hard, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, I'll take advantage of the wind.
Okay. Yeah.
Headwind, so the real thing about a headwind is there has to be a big enough gap that another person has a headwind behind you, right? So you need to, it's a lot of energy, but there needs to be enough energy for you to get a gap so that everybody else has a headwind again.
Yeah.
So that's the important part. If you're just drilling it into a headwind and someone's 4 feet behind you, I guarantee it's not working.
Right.
Even if it's 10 feet, it's not working.
They're going
if it's
a lot easier.
If it's 50 feet, maybe you can start like playing around with it and see if it's working. But yeah.
Is there any other ones that you see that we make mistakes with, or a common mistake that you see in a breakaway?
I mean, I don't even follow this sometimes, but attacking in the first first 2 laps, or but then like sometimes at these USA crits, I'm not expecting to stay away for the whole race, right? So they say go, we get a front row call up, right? So
yeah,
they say go, and I'm clipped in already when some dudes are still clipped in, or not even clipped in, still sitting at the start line because the field's so big. Yeah. You know? And
there's a Malurvi already attacking.
But then there's a $500 preem on the first lap, whatever. Yeah. So I'll just give it, get that $500 for the team, and then we'll just go back, you know.
Yeah,
and if someone comes across,
if you got to move, boom, $500, and you've got a breakaway.
Yeah. So then you got to pay attention to like if someone's coming across, like these guys said, like, well, maybe this actually could turn into a breakaway, or if I'm just, out there all by myself for 2 or 3 laps, it's like, well, I got the money, let's just go back.
I will say I've been screwed so many times by the first 15-second road race breakaway. I don't do that many road races, so it seems like a lot, but someone will attack, 3 guys will attack in the first 15 seconds, and they never get caught for the whole race, for 100 miles. And you're like, what? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So in a crit, I probably wouldn't attack in the first 15 seconds. I'd still do that too. Sorry. Don't do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
But in a road race, if you're at the front, I don't know. It seems like a way better shot for me, and especially if you're not going to make the road race course, like if it's not suited to you, it's a great shot.
Might as well give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
That I feel, this is an observation, it could be totally wrong, but I feel like in lower category races where there's less organization and experience in the field, I feel like you may have more chance perhaps at that early race break, but it's still such a huge gamble. And I feel like it's the move that everyone's expecting, right?
Sure. I mean, everyone's fresh. Everyone's legs feel good.
Right.
But honestly, also to get a break to work, you actually have to use your teammates, right? So say Kevin's up the road with 2 or 3 other guys, like the rest of us are getting a free ride, right? Because the big other teams are trying to close that gap, and right as he's getting caught or right before he gets caught, I or someone else better be throwing another attack, right?
Yeah.
And then because all these other teams have to use all the energy to bring these guys back, we're technically getting a free ride, right? So I should be a little fresher. So I want to attack over the top of Kevin's breakaway or whoever on the team, right?
Got it.
Definitely use your teammates to make a successful break.
And in a lower category, if you execute the counterattack strategy, it is so effective. It really blows people out of the water.
Yes.
Blows people out of the water.
It blows their minds first, and then they drop out of the back. Yeah. I've been subject to it.
If it's a bunch of individuals, it's essentially everyone's on a one-man team. No one's going to go to the front and try and drive it back because they're going to lose. They're their own teammate. So you just got to hope that everyone is going to contribute back in the bunch and work together, but often that just doesn't work because everyone's looking for an advantage. So
Yeah.
I guess in the lower categories, if you are in the breakaway, that's probably a better place to be
Yeah.
than in the bunch trying to get everyone to work together.